All right, so it's been a great semester with all of you guys, and it is the last this is the last video post that I'll be doing. And I've really enjoyed research methods, although it has been, I think we can all agree, very difficult at times. But it has been a really enjoyable semester for me, and I enjoyed getting to know all of you and reading all of your posts. And so now that I've gotten that out of the way, I will just go ahead and do the discussion for this week, which is on sharing the gospel. And one of the things I like best about the talk that we were supposed to read on sharing the gospel is it was from Elder Oaks, and he talked a lot about like being, let me pull up the direct quote. He talked about how to do it. He talked about how to do and how to share the gospel appropriately with people, which is something that I noticed that we have a lot of struggles with in um, in surrounding areas that are closer to Utah, especially because we do appreciate the passion of people for the gospel, but at the same time, sometimes the way they convey that is wrong. One of the experiences from my own life was when I had a neighbor friend who wasn't, their family wasn't really religious. Her mom was kind of in and out at the, sometimes. And she was always invited to go to church and stuff. And because we were close friends when we were younger, I was heavily manipulated by my leaders to, turn every friendship thing that we did into like a gospel conversation. And I know that that definitely separated us as we went further into life because she got really tired of hearing all about how she should be Mormon from me. And I didn't really realize what was going on at the time because I thought I was just doing, what every little Latter-day Saint girl is supposed to be doing. And so I went and later, once I realized what was going on, much later in life, like probably in after high school. Well, I recognized that it was going on earlier than that, but after high school was the opportunity that I got to go ahead and apologize. And I did. I told her I am sorry that that was something that happened, and I hope we can continue our friendship. And we have been able to. We still talk occasionally, and when we run into each other, and it's not so cold anymore. But that was just an example of how not to do it. And I liked what President Oaks said. He really gave the message of true service is the best way to share the gospel. And I think that really lines up with ministering right now in the church because we're not so much of check marking off a box or being a missionary tool. We're supposed to be going out and giving true service and really inviting people respectfully to come in and not just pester and pester and pester and pester until we burn bridges. And I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that talk. And so it was just really reflective of me because I've had personal negative experiences on the side of how not to do it. And so and he talked a lot about being the Good Samaritan, and that everybody is our neighbor. And in the Good Samaritan, the man who saved the Samaritan didn't think negatively of him for being, like the good, they had this huge, war back in the day of what group you belong to, and the Samaritan, the guy who saved the other guy, he didn't really think past the separate. He didn't think of the separation as the reason why he shouldn't help this person. And I really liked that. That was one of my favorite aspects to take is ministering doesn't just extend to, all of our LDS brothers and sisters, but it extends to everybody in our communities as well, because that's how we truly share the gospel. And so that was just what I really enjoyed about this talk, and that it is accomplishing the Lord's work when we, share the gospel respectfully and with sensitivity to what other people believed, and making sure that we're not manipulating or just using them.